Allow me to introduce Nicole Sandoval. Nicole is a sophomore psychology student who is part of the Delta Zeta sorority, Crossroads Lutheran Campus Ministry, and Dragon's Mental Health, a student organization focused on changing the stigma around mental health. She hopes to one day work with kids and their mental health needs. Every day, she lives trying to make a positive impact on others while taking care of herself. Tonight, she will discuss the importance of intersectionality in your identity and living your authentic self. Let's welcome Nicole to the stage.
Hi. So last year, I was living in Holmquist Hall, and it was below zero in Minnesota, as usual. And my taxi driver was coming to pick me up for my doctor's appointment. When the taxi driver finally arrived, I got in, and the driver looked confused at me. My full name is Tirza Nicole Sandoval, with my first name being of Hebrew origins and my last name being of Spanish origins. So this driver was probably expecting someone with darker tones. I am not. I am as pale as the snow outside right now, so I was definitely not who he was expecting. But we laughed and talked about it, and it brought up some good conversation. But this was a great example of how intersectionality existed in my name, and the driver was expecting someone other than me. We all have intersectionality in our identities. Oxford Languages defines intersectionality as the interconnected nature of social categorizations, such as race, class, and gender, as they apply to a given individual or group, regarded as created overlapping and independent systems of discrimination and disadvantage. That was complicated. Whatever it be, from race, gender, religion, or sexual orientations, even small things like being a cat lady can be a part of your identity, unless that's just me. I'm a white Christian female who is receiving a college education. I am part Native American who is also in a sorority, as well as being an LGBT ally. I am a 19-year-old who just found out I had ADHD last year. So much was going in my identity, and I felt like I was 5 different people in high school. All these different identities didn't intersect at once, though, because I was afraid of what others would think. It was crazy and exhausting to be all these different people. And I was getting so much slack for not being the image I was supposed to be, hence my different identities. No one sees me as being Native American because of my white skin. People got upset with me for being a Christian and being an LGBT ally at the same time. I was not my true, authentic identity, and I didn't allow intersectionality to happen, especially being a Christian and an LGBT ally. I was always told my beliefs were wrong, and I was shamed and judged. Being told a Christian and an accepting LGBT community was unacceptable. So in public, I kept my mouth shut while the passion inside of me burned, longing to be free. Then I started college. I came here to MSUM with the intent of being someone new, being myself. I didn't know many people, so this was the perfect time to start my journey. And college is where you start making professional connections. If someone wants to hire me, I want them to hire me, not someone I pretend to be. I want to make lifelong friends who stay connected because they know who I am, not who I try to act to be. I started going to the student organizations called Crossroads Lutheran Ministries. Crossroads was different than what I used to be, in a positive way, though. They helped me start this adventure of living my authentic self. They are a faith-based organization who aligned with my beliefs. I was able to be a Christian and an LGBT ally. I was able to be myself without fear, judgment, and shame. There was a pastor who supported me. I was able to express myself freely, use my voice and energy in ways I've always wanted to. I even created a position for our student org, the diversity and outreach student leader, so I could make campus a more positive and accepting area for all students. No one ever said, actually, that's wrong, or you can't do that. They just let me be and explore all opportunities available. This kick-started things for me. In college, I became one whole person, my true, authentic self. I became someone who was open about my beliefs and my mental health. I stopped pretending everything was constantly okay and allowed myself to be. However, just because you're in a new place doesn't mean that you're a whole new you. A different place just allows you to explore the parts of your identity that you hid or kept secret or actively separated. College is a place to start becoming your authentic self. You don't know many, there are lots of places to explore, and it's a fresh start. You have a choice. Life the way you always had, or exploring your identity and start becoming yourself. How do you become your authentic self? Especially with intersectionality becoming a factor. The first step is to accept yourself. Accept all the things about you, even the ones that tend to clash with each other. Come at peace knowing that you are you and that there's nothing wrong with that. During my first year of college, I accepted the fact that I was an LGBT-affirming Christian. I accepted that I was Native American and white. I accepted the fact that I was a college student with mental illnesses. I came to peace with that. And it helps you feel free because you're not fighting with yourself anymore, and that becomes easier to show yourself to others. Next thing you do is surround yourself with support. Find the things that don't make you stressed. People that make you feel excited to be with. When I think of Crossroads, I think of warmth and peace. I feel no fear or shame. Find the support that does the same for you. Here at MSUM, that can be by attending student orgs that have the same interests as you. I started attending Crossroads and was part of the Rainbow Dragons learning community. Both had supporting communities that made me feel safe in being me. How do you show support to someone to be themselves? Let the person share their worries and concerns. Let them share their positive moments and celebrate their achievements. Create that non-judgmental space for them so they can flourish into the human that they're meant to be. I'm in the sorority Delta Zeta. And if you told high school me that I was in a sorority, the one that didn't go to prom because it was too cool, I would have laughed. I love sorority life, but there are a few bumps to it. However, my big sister Jade helps me through it all. In times I feel fear and shame, she listened and provided support and comfort to me. I was never judged by anything she said to me, and she always was there for me. I had a safe space that allowed me to be my raw self, and that is so important when helping someone. If you want to create a safe space for someone, allow them to be themselves. Don't show judgment, because judgment is likely what may cause them to hide themselves in the first place. Living your authentic self with intersectionality can be difficult, but it's important. It doesn't matter what others think. It doesn't matter if people think Christians can't support certain groups. It doesn't matter if people think sorority makes you superficial. It doesn't matter what people think. Being your true, authentic self makes you happy and feel wonderful. You will not be in hiding. Sharing yourself and your ideas proudly is so important to our campus, our community, and the world. So go ahead and be you.